After the G7 meet, all eyes are on Russian President Vladimir Putin as he meets North Korean leader Kim Jong Un during a state visit for the first time in 24 years. Putin had last visited Pyongyang in July 2000, 4 months after he was first elected as the president. He had then met the country's then leader Kim Jong Un, Kim's father. Putin will now be holding a 1:1 talks with Kim Jong Un in Pyongyang as the two leaders pledge to expand their security and economic cooperation in defiance of the Western sanctions against both the nations. Now, this important meeting comes amid growing concerns that Pyongyang is providing Moscow with some very badly needed munitions for the war in Ukraine in exchange for economic assistance and technology transfers to fuel the military modernization program that Kim has been pursuing in recent years. The world will be closely watching Vladimir Putin's dangerous bromance with Kim Jong Un. So why is Vladimir meeting Kim Jong in North Korea? Well, according to experts, since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, Moscow has become increasingly isolated and is also looking around for friends. Vladimir Putin still needs North Korea's help to show gratitude to the leader who has provided all the weapons for his war on Ukraine. North Korea holds some of the largest stores of munitions and spare parts that are interoperable with weapons that Russia has on the front lines in Ukraine. South Korea, the United States and Ukraine claim that North Korea is shipping these weapons to Russia for its use in its ongoing war in Ukraine, violating the rafts of the UN sanctions in return for all the technical help with its nascent satellite program. North Korea has, however, denied this, calling the claims absurd, even as it thanks Russia for using its UN veto in March to effectively end monitoring of sanction violations. Now, Kim has also ramped up weapons testing, including a flurry of launches this year of cruise missiles, which analysts say North Korea could be supplying to Russia for its use in Ukraine. So what does Russia want from North Korea? Well, artillery shells, artillery rockets, short-range ballistic missiles, and spare parts for some of the Soviet-era weapon systems employed by Russia in Ukraine, such as T-54 and T-62 tanks. Russia is especially motivated to seek more weapons from North Korea, given that Ukraine is also taking delivery of billions of dollars worth of fresh arms and ammunition from its US and European partners. And what does North Korea want from Russia? Well, it's a lot. It needs cash, commodities, and technology to help with submarine and spy satellite projects, among endeavors. Small infusions of aid take on large significance in North Korea. Its economy, in fact, was estimated to have been worth about $24.5 billion in 2022, with per capita income about 3.4% that of South Korea. Russia has so far provided North Korea with food, with raw materials and parts used in weapons manufacturing. It is indeed a rare trip abroad for Putin, who has limited his international travel to friendly countries since he launched the full-scale invasion and became the subject of an international criminal court arrest warrant for the mass deportation of children from Ukraine to Russia. North Korea has supplied Russia with millions of rounds of Soviet-era artillery munitions as a crucial lifeline to prop up the Russian military campaign in Ukraine. The United States Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin last month told lawmakers that supplies of munitions and missiles, as well as Iranian drones, had helped the Russian military, quote-unquote, get back on their feet. North Korea has also provided Russia with ballistic missiles and electronic equipment that is being used in the war effort. In return, Russia is believed to have provided aid to North Korea's satellite program, as well as other arms and economic aid and diplomatic support. Now, the US is very closely monitoring the situation. The White House said that Washington is apprehensive over closer ties between Russia and North Korea. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby said, and I quote, "We are not concerned about the strip. What we are concerned about the deepening relationship between the two nations." In fact, he said that the worry was not just that North Korean ballistic missiles are still being used to hit Ukrainian targets, but because there could be some reciprocity here that could affect security on the Korean peninsula. Meanwhile, the American and South Korean governments have raised concerns over the growing confluence of Russia and North Korea in the wake of Kim-Putin summit. The US has been warning about a possible arms deal between the two countries for quite some time, but a leader-level meeting between Kim Jong and Vladimir Putin catapults this into the next realm. While the priority for the United States in the short term seems to be to stop North Korean weapons from getting to the front line in Ukraine, The concern in Seoul is over what North Korea would be getting in return for selling these arms to Russia.